Hello everyone. In our last video, that is part one of developing and actioning on the right business metrics that matter, we introduced what business metrics are and why they are actually very important in any business. Okay, and today we are going to talk about some types of business metrics, what I'm calling four major types of business metrics. Now, if you have not watched the part one of this video, please check it out so you can actually understand and follow through what we are talking about today. So, today I really want to discuss some types of business metric, actually four major types that I want to discuss with you. The first one is goal metrics. Okay, goal metrics are business metrics that are actually based on company's vision or mission or both. Okay, for example, if you think about Airbnb, actually this is a company that we can all relate with. So let me read for you their mission. Okay, their mission is to create a world where everyone or anyone can belong anywhere. Okay, Airbnb's vision is to create a world where anyone can belong anywhere. So usually companies actually state their vision in qualitative terms, but what can you do about that vision? How can you track and know that you're actually working on that vision, or you are working towards achieving that mission, right? One way to do that is to come up with a goal metric. So a goal metric is a metric that is actually directly related to the company's vision or mission or both. Okay, and in this case, Airbnb is a publicly traded company, so we can see some of their metric, which I will show you very quickly soon. But one of the things that they measure to actually track this is basically the number of nights and experiences booked. Okay, number of nights and experiences booked. So that is a pure business goal metrics. Okay, goal metrics are metrics that are tied to the vision or mission of the company, and usually executives come up with this goal, of course, in consultation with their data executives. Okay, so that's one of the many types of business metric. Okay, the second type of business metric that I would like to discuss is actually what I call the indirect metric or the driver metric. Okay, what are indirect metrics or driver metrics? Well, you see, the main goal metric might be too of a high level, or maybe does not move very much, or maybe many people in the businesses cannot really link their contributions to the goal metric. Okay, so there are other type of metrics that are actually useful to give you insights about what actually drives the main the goal metric. So for example, think about Airbnb's example that I was talking about, where their goal is to actually ensure that they are creating a world where anyone can belong anywhere. Okay, and then they are using their goal metric to be the number of nights and experiences booked. Okay, but before you can actually book an experience, you have to go through a lot. So let's just think about the journey or the journey to booking an Airbnb house. Okay, first you have to go to the Airbnb website, or you must have the app. Okay, so that's number one. If you have the app on your phone, before you can even book them, you have to open the app, right? So you have the app, you have to open the app, and then you have to actually look for the room that you are looking for, for in the location that you are looking. And then even if you have that room open, you have to actually even like the room that is available in the location that you want. Throughout these processes, you are moving from one session of the app to another session, so the pages that you are going must also load, right? So you have to actually even have the pages load, and then finally you have to look at the pricing, understand the pricing, and even be happy with the terms and conditions. And once all of that is done, you now ready to book. So you select a room, And then that's not all. You now have to pay and then book. So you realize that you pass through many stages in order to actually what? Book a room. Okay, which is again in the goal metric. So now you have to think about driver metrics. What are some of the metrics that will lead to the goal or the outcome metric, right? So even in the simple Airbnb journey that I just stated for you, I can come up with many metrics, okay, that you will call driver metrics. For example, number of app downloads is one, right? Because you first need to get Airbnb app, or number of website visits, for Airbnb. You have to do that. Number two is active users. So active users. So basically, even if you have the app, how many people are using the app? So it can be number of active app users. Okay. Then after that, you can actually create a metric like, number of times, number of minutes or seconds it takes to load a page. Because if you are trying to book and then the page is not loading, you'll be angry and you probably will go to a competitor, maybe go book a hotel or something. So you can also think for a metric like, load time. How long does it take for their pages to load? Okay. And then sometime before people book, they look at what? Reviews, customer satisfaction scores. So that's another metric, right? You can have so many different type of metrics, and then even check out failure rate. So if I'm about to check out my Airbnb house, what happens when I'm also checking? Does everything go on smoothly, or does something happen such that I'm not able to even actually book? So you realize that all of these metrics actually contribute to what? The goal metric. So in a nutshell, basically, driver metrics are metrics that allow you to actually monitor the activities or actions, or provide insight into factors that actually influence your major goal metric. Okay, so an example of a driver metric that I've just mentioned is really number of app downloads, website load times, and things of that sort. So those are all called indirect, or basically driver metric. Okay, the third type of metric is what I call the guardrail metrics. What are guardrail metrics? Guardrail metrics are metrics that we use to ensure that our actions are not having any negative consequence. Okay, so we use them as guardrails. Okay, a very good example of guardrail metric is customer satisfaction. Yeah, or number of customer complaints. So because you may be building a product, for example, in personalization, you want to hyper personalize. But in the process of hyper personalization, maybe you have a lot of algorithms that are running in the background and making the load times very, very slow. So a guardrail metric would be, customer satisfaction or number of customer complaints that are happening in the process of buying your product. Okay. So far we've talked about goal metrics. We talked about driver metrics or indirect metrics. And then we talk about guardrail metrics, okay? And finally, we are going to talk about financial metrics, okay? Now, every business state their vision in terms of like the value they want to create. So like Airbnb's example is they want to create a world where everyone belongs, or everyone can belong anywhere, okay? So that's good. But we all know that at the end of the day, it's all about financial performance. And if you are a publicly traded company, it is mostly about the financial performance that we report during earnings call anyway, right? Okay. And so, by the way, if you have not been listening to earnings call to learn about businesses, I recommend that you listen to that. But anyway, the final metric type that I want to talk about here is financial metrics. So what are financial metrics? We all know that already, right? So every business is in there to make money. And so revenue, which is really the money that is coming, basically how much goods are sold, how much, revenue is coming in, is a financial metric. Okay, there is also cost of goods sold. That's also, kind of a financial metric. And then you go to things like gross profit, which is essentially revenue minus cost of goods sold. And then you have, gross profit margin, right? Those are all financial, metrics. You go to net income, and then you go to things like EBITDA and things of that nature. Those are all what? Financial metrics. And so today I've discussed with you 4 major types of business metric. Okay, 4 major types of business metrics. They are goal metrics, guardrail metrics, indirect or driver metrics, and financial metrics. And since Airbnb is a publicly traded company, let's look at their earnings statement or their letter to stakeholders, so we can see some financial numbers here. So look here. So as you can see, this is Q1 2024 key financial measures that Airbnb sent to their shareholders. Okay, so you can see a lot of financial metric here: revenue, net income, adjusted EBITDA. You see free cash flow, and then you see some other business metrics. So again, the first 4 metrics here are all financial metrics, and then you see now you have some goal metrics, so like night and experiences booked, as well as gross booking value. Okay, now at the end of the day, understanding business metric is very important so that you can actually continue to learn, monitor, optimize, and improve your business. And I hope this is very helpful to you all. Talk to you later. Bye.